Sorry. Yeah, so May is almost over, and the pace is picking up out there, isn't it? It is here for me anyway. This, in terms of busyness, there's a real picking up the pace, and so that's a bit of an edge, isn't it, to this sort of completion of one phase almost, and the beginning of another phase just sort of on the horizon there. Things returning to the old normal in a way. And so these kind of edges, they can be a time when it can bring up a lot of stuff for us. It can kind of precipitate what Roshi Joan Halifax calls an edge state. And so this is maybe something that's arising for you, noticing something happening. And for me, I'm noticing a bit of craving. Just something about the increase in the busyness. I'm noticing like, I'd like to go shopping. How would it be to go browsing around the shops again? A bit of craving, but also at the same time holding dear the integrity of the simplicity of the lockdown that I really appreciated. The way that I'm sure it was the same for many of you, that there wasn't very much buying of superfluous stuff. It was just mostly what we really needed. And that felt really good and a bit of a relief to do that. So, you know, I'm just exploring this edge, because these edges are times whenever there's a lot of potential for learning, and for growth and for understanding ourselves and just being human. So yeah, so that's a bit of an inspiration for today's practice, just this possibility of, you know, just noticing the edges, and then and maybe also exploring, you know, just where and when we feel, you know, perhaps just warmth or steadiness or contentment or feeling satisfied, all those kind of little fleeting moments that I'm not very good at noticing. I don't know if you are, but just how to use our practice to maybe dwell in those or absorb them, drink them in a little bit more. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of breath awareness, and then I'm going to move into some stretching as a way to help us settle into the sitting practice. Just some a very short stretching. So always knowing that you have your own agency and you can make your own choices about whatever your anchor is. You can, you know, listen to my guidance or listen to your own inner guidance. It's all the same. Just this showing up for yourself and for each other is enough. Okay, so let's see how it is to bring our attention into just this sitting here, arranging your body in a way that feels okay, sitting or lying. Just this noticing how things are right now in a gentle way. Letting the eyes be open or closed. It's all the same. And then inviting you, if you choose to bring some awareness to the fact that we're breathing. Noticing perhaps breathing happening in the place where you usually land your attention. And how would it be maybe to experiment with this placing of the palm or both palms on the belly, on the tummy, and noticing and just kind of registering the contact. Maybe there's a sense of a gentle press on the curve of the belly, some warmth. And just resting here long enough to explore that feeling of the belly slowly moving in and out. Connecting with our breath. And then if you choose to this invitation, maybe on an in-breath, to stretch the arms out either side into the space either side of you if you have enough room. Breathing in and feeling the expansiveness of that perhaps. And then on the out breath, bringing the fingers into rest on the front of the shoulders, if that's okay, if that's something you can do, and the thumbs on the backs of the shoulders. And then we're just inviting the elbows to kind of swing like swing boats. So forward and back. Kind of a gentle swaying of elbows, if you like. And then perhaps, if it's okay, bringing the elbows a little closer to the front. On an in-breath maybe, and on an out-breath, stretching the front of the body, and perhaps inviting the elbows to come closer toward each other at the back of the body. And releasing and coming forward to the front of the body. So there's elbows coming towards each other, and as a result, a kind of a little stretch across the shoulders. And then releasing, and then maybe just returning to the swing. Kind of breathing in on the upsweep. Breathing out on the down sweep. And just the anchor being the experience of sensation as you move. And then maybe, if you like, staying here or stopping at any point, but you might choose to breathe in and make a full circle with the elbows. Large or small circles, depending on whatever your shoulders feel like today, and maybe reversing. Breathing out on the way down. Breathing in and filling the lungs on the way up, if that's okay. And then just letting the arms and the hands come to rest back on the lap again. Pausing and breathing here long enough to pay attention to the echo of that, rumbling around the body. A few breaths here. And then this time on an out breath again, another stretching outwards. And then on the in breath, bringing the two arms to come over across the body and the hands to come rest on the shoulders, opposite shoulders. And we're going to do a kind of a cat-cow from sitting position. So how would it be just to curve your spine gently on an out breath towards the back of the seat. Head coming down. On an in-breath, curving the spine gently towards the screen as you expand the arms, and you can look up if you like. On the out-breath, bringing the arms back over across the front of the body, maybe reversing that if you remember which way the arms were, and holding the shoulders, a bit of a squeeze, maybe letting the stretch of the spine be felt, letting the head rest a little. Gently without straining, and then stretching out again for one more of these if you choose to. Curving the back this way and that. And then just returning to sit upright again. And taking a moment to settle in this sitting mountain pose, as they call it. Making any subtle adjustments to your posture. So feeling into the after effects of that gentle stretch in the spine. And coming to arrive at the breath once again. So gently landing in wherever you feel your breath most comfortably, most easily. Where is it today? Maybe you might play around with having the breath or having the mouth open. If, like me, you have some hay fever, some asthma, you can have the breath open or the mouth open a little tiny bit. Or maybe it's the nostrils, an old favorite, or somewhere else. And so we're just allowing the attention to rest there, that quality of resting, not trying too hard, and noticing the experience of breathing in a simple way. Experience of breathing out. And just knowing and trusting the reliable rhythm of our breathing as your anchor, if you choose. Just this very simple breathing in and aware that you're breathing in. Breathing out, knowing that you're breathing out again. And as we carefully attend to the experience of breathing, there may be some kind of minnows of thoughts darting around, evaluating the way that we're noticing the breathing or the breath itself, or images and flashes of ideas of other things. And so we don't have to fight or push away or fix those. We can just know that they're only little formulations that underneath them is this presence. So just trusting in that. No need to over effort. Just this surfing the experience of breathing. Simple receiving, letting go. And noticing maybe when we get caught up in perhaps a big thought, philosophizing, random interjections from the mind. You can just notice that with the gentleness, with the sense of humor of a smile, perhaps. or with some kindness, and then we're just bouncing back to this anchor of the breath. We may notice thoughts about emotions. They might be very colorful and energetic and have a cascade of after effect on the body, or the other way around. We might have thoughts about sensations, an itch, a cramp. And so we can just equally allow them all to be here. Just noticing and coming back. We may notice a particular feeling, tone, liking very much what's happening right now, or really not liking it very much at all. And so again, not fighting or fixing, just a sense of allowing and recovering, coming back. Trusting that it's all welcome, it all belongs. We can move our attention away from intensity out into the soundscape, if that feels expansive, into a particular little safe haven of the body, the feet, palms of hands, moving back and forth. But how would it be to expand, to broaden the scope of this awareness now into the whole of the body, if you haven't done so already? Noticing how this sensitive, experiencing body can notice the temperature of the room. How would it be to appreciate this dynamic interplay with this highly sensitive thing that is the body? How would it be to pay particular attention to the skin, this periphery, this edge of the body where the body ends and the world begins? Spending a little time noticing and appreciating perhaps, if it's okay. Just how sensitive that is. Feeling the warmth, texture of our clothing, contact of the air. Moving inward into the experience of the body itself, noticing perhaps places where there is some sense of ease, maybe some aliveness. Maybe some rest. Can we just open up and receive the simplicity of that? Maybe it feels enough. There's a fleeting contentment to that. Maybe we might appreciate just this holding the body on the chair and the way gravity supports us, the way we can sit up, the way we can let go into the bed perhaps. Just taking some time to pay attention, to absorb it, to drink it in, how it feels in the body. Any little oases of calm or steadiness, ease, any little pockets there might be in this moment. Receiving them with the openness and the receptivity of a smile. And then if it's okay, spending a little time, some moments on appreciating this showing up for your practice. It takes discipline and effort and kindness, some courage to commit to this showing up, doesn't it? Can we allow ourselves just some time to be bathed or washed in that appreciation of our own practice? Nobody else can do that for us. Can we just drink that in? And then arriving back into the body sitting here. Experience of this whole container of the body, and the way it's breathing, the way that the air is transformed into breath. And it fills and moves the body and then travels all the way out and is transformed back into air again. Holding on to this practice of appreciation for the completeness of this breath, maybe. Stabilizing, steadying the attention into the contact of the body with the chair now, if you like. Just appreciating the sensitivity of that. The way your hands feel in contact with your thighs or with the other hand. And just allowing that to be enough, or maybe folding in the words of today's poem, which comes from Kate Tempest. And this is a poem called Hold Your Own, and I'll only read parts of it. So hold your own there while I read a few of these lines. When time pulls lives apart, hold your own. When everything is fluid and when nothing can be known with any certainty, hold your own. Hold it till you feel it there, as dark and dense and wet as earth, as vast and bright and sweet as air. When all there is knowing, you feel what you're feeling, hold your own. Ask your hands to know the things they hold. I know the days are reeling past in such squealing blasts, but stop for breath and you'll know it's yours. So hold your own, breathe deep on a freezing beach, taste the salt of friendship, notice the movement of a stranger, hold your own and let it be catching. So just receiving the sound of this bell to bring the practice to a close.